Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily, where we are celebrating the Bitcoin halving of 2020. We have waited 4 years for this momentous occasion.
We have talked about what it means.
It's a celebration of Bitcoin's open source, known, public, hard monetary policy. And as I switch to share my screen, we are counting down to 0 to the halving.
Let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. And
grab a drink. We're looking at the comments, seeing where everybody's tuning in from. And we're gonna this is a celebration of, really, what is revolutionary about this space, the open source, decentralized nature of this all. That's exciting to me.
I can't wait, guys. This is gonna be fun. Popping out the chat.
It seems like everybody and their mother is doing a live stream too. If I just refresh this page real quick.
Big John in the house. Good to see you, man.
We got Tone Base. I was on his earlier. Cointelegraph. We might be popping into their thing later. I saw Pomp, Sunny Decree.
Philippine, somebody says competing with Cointelegraph. Guys, everybody's live streaming. No competition. This is good for all of us. Now we're gonna have fun here. We're gonna offer you some perspective here. But really no competition.
Yeah. And so what you guys can do is everybody hit the like button. Let's see how many viewers we can get in this stream. And, we're counting down for 1 hour until the block rewards are switching from 12.5 per block, 12.5 Bitcoins per every about 10 minutes to 6.25, a major supply flow decrease. Clearly, if the demand just stays the same, theoretically, the price should go up because the supply is cut in half. Now, what happens if demand increases? This is something that you have heard if you got in 2017, this is something you've heard for 3 years now, and it's finally happening. Of course, taking a quick look at the price of Bitcoin. Yes.
Well, first, before we do that, guys, we have Greece in the house. We have the Netherlands in the house, Philadelphia in the house. We just passed 1,000 live viewers. Florida.
Crypto and culture is in the house. He knows what to do. Smash the likes. I dare say, look, and then this is that, Bitcoin's taking a little bit of a dip and nobody gives an F. Everybody's just excited because we know this is a long-term game. Right, Austin?
That's right. I mean, we probably saw a pre-halving pump. The key is going to be, are you willing to hodl for 6 to 12 months like prior halvings?
Now, this clock is just about to switch over to less than an hour. I'm going to take a look at the other clock here in just a second. So the clocks are a little bit different depending on which clock you go to, but they're all constantly trying to update itself. So it's hard to know exactly. But one thing we do know, within the next hour, the block rewards will decrease.
So guys, we have 1,100 people watching, 200 likes. When we get to at least 300 likes, that's when we'll go into some pictures and perspective that we brought for you.
Yeah, but if everybody hits the like button right now, we'll easily be at 300 in 1 second.
Well, MT Coiner says, ready. How about I reveal Satoshi? I got him.
Yeah, please.
Good joke.
Send us super chat and let us know who Satoshi is.
I think
we'll read it on air.
I think MT Coiner, if it was you, this guy is ready to party. I think I saw if it was you, there's some guy in here ready to party.
Cool, cool. So it's interesting because this other clock, so this clock just went less than an hour. This is updating by the second. This clock you have to refresh. It was at 53 minutes. If I refresh, still at 53 minutes. So this isn't really a countdown clock, but just something that you can constantly refresh. But take a look down here. Blocks until the halving takes place, only 7.
So that means?
Well, that would mean, blocks are supposed to take place around every 10 minutes. Of course, that's constantly adjusting with the difficulty. Either way, whether it's 53 minutes from now or 59 minutes from now, so this is, and the funny thing is the world doesn't even realize the magnitude of this, just like you didn't realize, when Bitcoin went through its first halving, and, you didn't realize it when Bitcoin went through its second halving. I actually, this is something I tweeted out earlier. This is just simply, Bitcoin's price action since 2012. So we can watch, it just takes a few minutes, watch in real time Bitcoin go from less than $6 to 20,000 to where we are today. It's pretty cool. Just, the days are slow, but the months and the years are kind of short. And it's just pretty cool how far we've come, right, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go to the chat.
Well, Frank Gaz says, I can't wait to experience this. That's very sweet and exciting. And just know nothing will change in that second, but it'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean, really the reason we're all here together right now is because our channel is for you, like our channel, you know, it's not for the technical guy. Well, it's for everybody, but our channel is for the everyman. And we come at cryptocurrency from the point of view of an everyman. And, you know, if Bitcoin, if cryptocurrency is supposed to be this revolutionary thing, surely we can understand it. And it's just really us all coming together from all different parts of the world. So plenty of people, somebody here from South Africa.
Non-existent.
People here from all over the world celebrating an open source, hard monetary policy that we have high hopes for in the future. It is exciting.
Hey, cheers, Sam from Colorado. Christina Sparks says, history. So, MT Coiner, he is the partier today. This guy is going hard with the shots. He says, I'm sure it's a half joke. He says, Adam Back, CEO of Blockstream, proof is in the pudding. This is legit, no BS. I can provide a link that goes over it all with your permission, Crazy Day. What is link? Proof is in the pudding for what?
Well, he says that Adam Back is the Satoshi.
Oh.
And Adam Back is a name that it has been thrown around before. Adam Back, Hal Finney. I don't know if you guys, if anybody, there's this really like good like YouTube channel that does like kind of like internet mysteries. And he just did a 3-part series releasing the part 3 today on who is Satoshi Nakamoto. I haven't seen that yet. Hey, we're all the way in 2015 in this time lapse. We're going through 2000. What were you guys doing in 2015?
What were you doing?
Well, 2016, we're coming up to the halving, the last one.
2015.
2015?
We were just in LA doing filmmaking of some sort.
That's when around a year or two after we first got to LA. So we we're probably still, you know, trying to figure everything out, but we really had no idea. In 2015, I had heard about Bitcoin. You know what? I want to say the first time I heard about Bitcoin was in like 2013,
definitely
2014. And I heard like the Bitcoin pizza story. I was like, oh, some guy, that was the news that happened a year or two prior, but maybe it was like the anniversary. And I heard the story. Oh, this guy spent what, 10,000 Bitcoins on a couple of pizzas. And this was the first time Bitcoin was transacted as money. And at the time I read that on Reddit and I was like, okay, that's cool. Didn't think anything about it. Didn't know anything about it. Forgot all about it.
After we get through this little history, we're up in 2017. We will pull you a picture of the exact code. For those of you, you know, we're not coders, but we'll show you exactly open public code, what makes this all possible.
And this is the halving code that anybody can look up. And in the celebration, we have a picture we're going to show you in just 1 second. I mean, we're pretty much done with this time lapse. We're going now so right here, guys, is when we started our YouTube channel, Altcoin Daily. Probably the worst time ever you can start a cryptocurrency YouTube channel.
As the public is sort of like,
because everybody else started it in 2017, and they, you know, everybody was in the euphoric stage, subscribing, liking the video, and then we started it after the euphoria had worn off and nobody wanted to hear it. But look how far we've come. We made it to this halving, and it's only getting better. What is your outlook?
Well, first, we have 2 super chats. Obviously, that's going to take priority, especially with 1,600 people watching.
Woo!
I'm not sure how to take this question. Jeffrey King says, but we're obviously going to read it. You super chatted. We're going to read it. During the first halving, so 2012, I received $800 of free Bitcoin Cash. Do you know why?
The first halving?
I think you're a little off.
That doesn't make sense.
Jeffrey, Bitcoin Cash is an altcoin that broke off of Bitcoin in 2017.
Right. Bitcoin, Roger Ver was still a huge part of regular Bitcoin during the first halving. So please, you know, what are you talking about, man?
MT Coiner, our guy, this guy's going hard. He says, that's the guy, Barely Sociable, nailed it.
Yes, Barely Sociable. I didn't watch the 3rd episode. I got to watch that. And MT said that he named Adam Back. That's what MT Coiner said?
Yeah.
Ruined the ending for me, but I'm still going to watch it. This is a 3-part series, and I appreciate you letting us know. That's interesting. He named Adam Back.
Almost at 500 likes. Guys, this is exciting.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this a little bit? What this is?
Absolutely. So, I mean, a lot of you are asking pump or dump. Like, what is this happening going to be? What's happening in 5 blocks or 6 blocks or whatever?
Well, we're seeing a little dump right now.
Yeah.
Look, well, it's interesting. We're seeing dumps with big wicks. So I don't know if this is like we're catching some support here clearly, but consolidating near the bottom is just things are getting volatile, guys. And why not? 55 minutes away.
And I would suggest 5.5 blocks, kind of pretty much. But anyway, the code. Dan Held tweeted this.
Originally, Andreas Antonopoulos.
Good call. The code that makes the Bitcoin halving work. And I guess, let me move something, you guys, the Zoom thing. Okay, I guess I'm no coder, but the Bitcoin halving, originally every block, you could get 50 coins per block. Back then, Bitcoin truly didn't have a value. It was traded for the first 2 years.
First year and a half, no market value. A year and a half of Bitcoin, it being worth nothing besides as a digital collectible. And then that's why a lot of people say Bitcoin had, one of the reasons people say Bitcoin had a fair launch, because there was no expectation of wealth. I mean,
as opposed to like Litecoin, there was an expectation, well, we better kind of clobber these up.
Yeah, everything else was, there was an expectation of the wealth effect Bitcoin created. But for a year and a half, people, mined Bitcoin or traded it and no value.
Hey, Freeze on Steam, it says, my divorce settlement is the real happening. Very funny. But to keep going on this, the real happening is, it was originally 50 coins per block. It was cut in half every 210,000 blocks, which will occur approximately every 4 years. So at the end in 5 more blocks, that'll be the 210,000 blocks from the last halving 4 years ago.
Well, I think this settles the halving debate. I know a lot of OGs got used to saying halvening, but now it seems people prefer halving. But it seems like halving is right in this original code. So I don't know.
It's halving. I think halvening was, especially Bitcoiners, they have kind of taking perceived jests and pokes at them. Like it was the flippening, I think the ETH flippening. So then they took halvening.
That's right.
It's really the halving.
Right.
To the chat for the next minute as we get those likes up to.
Smash the like button. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. And let me tell you,
2,000 viewers.
2,000 viewers. And let me tell you, all across crypto YouTube, people's eyes are glued to live streams just coming together in solidarity. There is no altcoin partnership that's as exciting as this event. There would be no altcoins without the hard monetary open source policy that is what we're celebrating right now.
Corey Elfin says halvening sounds better. And I will say halvening sounds more like cinematic and epic for sure. Let's see. What happens if the halving doesn't happen? It's just code. It's
definitely going to happen. If it didn't happen, there'd be something seriously, there'd be a huge question, possibly something seriously wrong. But
again, it's an open public code.
Yeah, there's no way it's not going to happen.
we would have known it might not happen years before today. Let's see.
But for 53 more minutes, miners can get 12.5 Bitcoins per block, and then it's 6.25.
Cardano thoughts, bro? Well, it'll be featured in my regularly scheduled video that's coming out probably in a few hours. But Hoskinson says that Shelley is still happening later this year.
Austin's going to talk about the Bitcoin difficulty in just a second, but let's just see what the chat has to say for a little bit. I'm drinking coffee, guys. I already had a regular cup. This is decaf. These cups are pretty big.
I have a seltzer water. Again, lime flavored. It's 11 a.m. for us.
Hey, you guys know how in my last video right here, I featured a clip of Dan Held, and then briefly mentioned after the clip that I would like to interview Dan again, like we did at Bitcoin Is. He reached out to us. He must have saw that video. Somebody sent him that video, and he slid in our DMs and was like, "Hey man, this is my email. I'd love to be on the show." So that's pretty cool.
Joe Miller says, "Holy beard."
Guys, should I shave this? And I'm thinking I will, because it's kind of bushy. I might shave that right after this.
And I say don't be afraid. Obviously not now, but switch between totally us and the screen share.
Okay.
I kind of liked that last time. But if those of you are ready, should we go to the, again, this channel, there's a lot of channels going live, and that's what's fun. It's no competition. We all want the same thing, but this channel has a lot of stuff for you. So for those of you, 17,000, 1,700 that are joining, we came prepared. We have stuff for you.
Hey, somebody says, To the Moon says, that's awesome with Dan Held. Yeah, appreciate that. He's a guy I really, he's such a level head and so good at explaining his thoughts. Such a good guy to chat with, especially with somebody with so knowledgeable about Bitcoin and especially the history of cryptocurrency in general.
All right. Anytime Fitness, friend of the channel, says you're feeling 18 months from now on a Thursday on the 11th, 18 months from now.
In 2021. I don't know what that means.
It means, I mean, Bitcoin price, obviously. I think Bitcoin will be higher.
So is that at the end of 2021 then?
18 months. So it's a whole year. Yeah.
June, July,
and 6 more months.
September.
So yeah, like December 2021.
Yeah, it's at the end of 2021. I would say, anyway, do you want to talk about this? Then we'll answer that guy's question.
Yeah. Network difficulty. So obviously, you know, as and those super chats we will get to in a second, but as Bitcoin, as more miners jump on the network, it becomes harder to mine blocks.
So people want to mine those 12.5 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. So their miners are turning on their machines. And what happens? Well, if it becomes too easy for all those miners to jump on, the difficulty increases every 2 weeks as part of the genius of what Satoshi created.
So what we are all going to see when the halving happens right around here, it's instantly going to become half as profitable for miners to make money. So we're going to see obviously a lot of miners drop off. This adjusts about every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, expect a major correction.
And that's good because we want miners turning on their mining machines. The difficulty is probably going to drop down in 2 weeks to give miners a greater incentive to mine.
Yeah, and okay, Saint Laurent sent us a super chat. He says, do you think other cryptos will increase in value after the Bitcoin halving, after Bitcoin halves?
Man, you should watch my video from yesterday because I really go over my video yesterday, my brutally honest thoughts about the future of cryptocurrency. If you click on our channel, you can watch that right now. It's 10 minutes, what I was just talking about with Dan Held. And I think most altcoins have no fundamental value. Now, some people argue that there are some that do. I don't even think those ones that do have fundamental value will increase as much until retail people get in the space looking for the next big thing, looking for the next Bitcoin. So I would say, and usually we see the biggest run-ups after Bitcoin breaks all-time highs. So, you know, I might be late to the party, but I'm happy waiting until Bitcoin breaks $20,000 again before we really see that speculation in the altcoin market.
Daniel, we are twins. And also, the halving will not cause altcoins to pump or dump at all. It's the Bitcoin price going up that will really increase altcoins going up. And on the halving, which was your question, Bitcoin's price is going to do little in the next two weeks, you know, a few months, whatever. It's 6 months, 18 months from now that hopefully I can see Bitcoin increasing.
Do you want to take a look at the price?
Yeah, let's take a look at the price and an update on how many more blocks / time.
This only shows time, right?
So we know it's 4.9 blocks roughly.
Roughly 4.9 blocks. Going over to this clock, which 44 minutes says it's 5 blocks. So that's pretty good.
Good to see you, Crypto Light. Good to see you, man.
Good to see everybody. Bitcoin's being so volatile today. You know what would be crazy because we're seeing such big candles or wicks rather. If, you know, we saw Bitcoin kind of like shoot up, that'd be something, huh? With all this hype going around.
Hey, we have almost 2,000 people watching, almost. If we want, you know, it'll be more fun, the more people join in. Let's get those likes up. If we're at 2,000 viewers, we can get those likes up.
Greetings from Greece. That's the cool thing about our live streams and the cool thing about crypto and Bitcoin in general, that we're a community that spans the globe, right? I liked what Paul Tudor Jones said on CNBC earlier. You have a video coming about that later. Do you want to talk about that? Or
we're going to break it down, but he's a multi-billionaire.
Well, so give us who is this guy? Paul Tudor Jones. He just made the news.
Yeah, if you just type in his name and look up the news tab on Google, we're going to be loose description. Change your channel name to Crypto Twins. That sounds very cutesy, although it would work. Yeah, that's good. Paul Tudor Jones, he is a multi-billionaire. In fact, his net worth is, Google says it's about $5-point-something billion.
And one of the most famous investors for decades.
And the key is not that he is rich, because there's a lot of rich guys. The key is his core competency. He has made his billions by investing, by managing other people's money and investing in his own hedge fund or hedge fund manager. So he obviously bets on good horses, and that's how he became a billionaire. You know that a few days ago, he announced he is
his hedge fund is going to be, really the news was his hedge fund is the first mainstream hedge fund that's taking out a position in Bitcoin.
The interesting thing is, and you'll see this in the video coming out in a few hours, that he said the reason is specifically because, I mean, this is stuff we talked about. It's interesting. We talk about all the time. It's interesting that he is finally catching up because of the amount of money that he watched the American government print. He says that he's putting officially, he has already put 1% to maybe even 2% of his net worth, not his net worth, his investment portfolio.
Yeah, 2% right here.
In Bitcoin. He's also put a lot in gold too. And he's betting, he says it's a great speculation, but he's betting that there is a future for Bitcoin.
But like, this makes me incredibly bullish, because stuff that I've figured out through my own research that I've been, evangelizing, preaching on this channel for 2 years, basically, the opinions that I formed, this guy saying the same thing, except he's saying it, a little bit later than me. So I feel like those of us who get it now are ahead of the curve. And just like Paul Tudor Jones is ahead of the curve compared to traditional finance. It's crazy.
Here's a good question from Anytime Fitness. He says, at what BTC price will whales not be a factor? So obviously we know that because we're in sort of a small ocean, big whales can cause big waves, but the bigger the ocean, well, the less effects those whales have.
Bitcoin has a much larger network effect and liquidity than any other cryptocurrency. That being said, Bitcoin compared to gold or traditional finance or the S&P, very small. I think it's going to be multiple cycles, but even at that point, I mean, even in the stock market, in everywhere, in gold, whales still affect those prices, and that's a huge network. So I think it was Willy Woo who said that this is the first cycle where kind of exchanges are like, because there was only one exchange back in 2013, 2014. Now we've seen so much plumbing, so many on-ramps, which is good to onboard new users. But now it's kind of like exchanges, maybe like quant funds are the whales. And we're going to keep seeing the whales are going to change as time goes on, but that's kind of the whales we're seeing now. And it's always going to be a factor, I think, in every market ever.
Yeah. And like Bitcoin has never hit $1 trillion market cap. It was cryptocurrency almost did in 2017. These numbers are slightly off. It's just the excitement. But gold is a 7.7 or somewhere around there $1 trillion market cap. So even if Bitcoin gets up to the market cap of gold, and each Bitcoin would be worth a lot, whales still manipulate gold, but not as much. It's way more liquid. It's way harder.
We still have to answer that one super chat prediction by end of year 2021.
I answered.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said Bitcoin will be higher.
Higher than 8,300?
Yeah.
I think, man, I think at that point we will break $20,000. I think that's the break. Although we don't have to break. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we will be over $20,000 by end of 2021. We could be at 100,000.
We will, no question. Is that financial advice, buddy?
Nah.
Hey, hey, that Kanye meme, boats, anything could happen.
We're almost, oh my God.
Well, you'll notice as soon as everybody smashed the likes, we immediately went over 2,000.
Over 2,000 and almost 1,000 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes, and we're counting down 45 minutes until everybody's going to wish. This is a point of pride. Everybody's going to wish they had celebrated this. They knew about Bitcoin before this. This is a pivotal moment celebration.
Big John, friend of the channel, making a little joke.
Californian, yeah.
You twins have already had a halfening with our
with our embryos and zygotes.
Yeah, I like that.
Good one, John. See, John's always bringing positive energy in the comments. I like John.
I do just want to, I mean, I'm just thinking this, hopefully we can see it. Like I mentioned that the network difficulty 2 weeks from now is probably going to correct, find some sort of support and then keep going. Let's kind of see what happened 4 years ago at the last halving. That might be interesting, right?
So in 2016, I don't know the exact date. Here, I could do that.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you can't really do that with this thing.
All right, that was worth a shot. We don't have to, but maybe in a future video. Hey, Jared Wilson says, my girlfriend made me half of everything for lunch.
She sounds like a keeper.
What's up, Sandy? Good to see you. Sandy said, hey.
Hey, Sandy. This is minor revenues for Bitcoin.
Hey, cheers, Crypto Light. It's from Canada.
Cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Whoa, 1K likes. Daniel Vera Stiga.
We did it. We did it, guys.
Yeah. So we're just going to the chat for the next 2 minutes. I mean, is there a way to slow the chat slightly?
Yeah, I mean, we could put a thing. You'd have to go in the back end and do that. But why? Who cares? Let's just let it go.
We're still fine. Your clock is behind. Go to that other clock. We have multiple clocks going up.
Yeah, this one's at 35 minutes with only 4 blocks to go. That's crazy. This could be 35 minutes away.
Hey, Gak. Good to see you. Nikki, thumbs up. No, hey, Deep Pal says nothing will happen after 45 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's bigger than what's going to happen in 45 minutes. It's a celebration of the hard monetary policy, open source thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a reminder and a celebration.
Yeah, the Bitcoin halving is not about price go up, although that usually happens within the year after. It's about open sourceness.
Hey, they say this clock is behind too. Well, give us a site.
Yeah, somebody posted you can't post links in the troll box unless
tell us what to Google.
Unless it's anybody can super chat the correct link, or you can just tell us what to Google.
Well, they say we have to refresh. Clock up. Still says 35. Hey, Philly Bush. Good to see you.
I wonder what everybody else is doing. Like, is everybody else just chilling, eating a sandwich?
Having party, baby. Maybe go to the price or go to us.
Yeah, let's go to us. We're ready to take a couple questions, guys.
Yeah, it's a celebration with the community. Let's go to the community. Talk.
I think I might shave my beard tonight. Kind of a date tomorrow. So what do you think? Shave the beard?
Check out thehavening.com, somebody says, for a clock. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's kind of bushy.
Maybe let me just trim it, you know? Yeah, take out some bush, get like
I need to buy some trimming stuff.
Hey, should he shave his beard? For the ladies in the comments, keep the beard, trim the beard, shave the beard.
Oh, my skin looks okay, like underneath. Anyway, let's go to that site.
Oh, hey, somebody is saying it's because of the stream delay that they're saying our clock is off. We have multiple clocks, thehavening.com or something. Hey, okay, Professor Zai says trim the beard. He says give it a little trim. He says it again. Carlos is on the elliptical. Ooh, Chris Omo says no shaving in 2020.
This is pretty cool. This is a good suggestion, whoever posted this in the chat. So I guess, guys, in 39 minutes and 4 blocks, I guess this rocket ship is going off.
Hey, somebody says just wear flannel, you'll be okay.
I do like to wear flannel, but I do look good in flannel. And look at this little completion thing down here.
I love it. I saw this site yesterday.
Well, this site's kind of weird. Can't.
So we'll zoom out.
Sorry about that. You can't really.
Hey, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner staff. So the whole staff sent a super chat asking this question. So if tech advancement isn't the catalyst, maybe for Bitcoin going up, what pushes it? I believe is your question.
Well, I mean, because maybe he's asking that because a lot of people say, look at all these altcoins, look at Ethereum, how much is being developed on it, look at what this thing does, sharding, like that. They're advancing the tech, going fast, taking names. Bitcoin goes very slow. Like, is that maybe what he's asking?
I think my take was, hey, the halving is all about a reminder of the code, the tech. If that's not going to push people, what is, the network effect?
The thing is, Bitcoin.
He did clarify. He says, if the tech isn't going to push BTC to pump after the halving, so this is just about BTC, what's going to push BTC to pump?
Well, Bitcoin is more than just tech. It's not a startup. It's not a gadget, which can be outdated. It's not something you buy at Radio Shack. It is a protocol, like the internet is a protocol. Maybe like email is a protocol, maybe you would say, but definitely the internet. And more than that, Bitcoin is money. And with money, money is all about trust. So you need to be able to trust it. And the fact that Bitcoin is so slow and actually hard to change, and we only really need a few more changes before it's, pretty solid. That's good, because then people, like, nobody's going to trust to store their money for 10 years in Ethereum. Nobody's going to trust to store their money for 10 years in Cardano, Litecoin, Electronium. I would trust storing my money for 10 years in Bitcoin, just because it's such a hard monetary policy and it's very hard to change.
Anytime Fitness corner staff asking more questions. I like this. Anytime in July with ETH 2.0. So do you think ETH 2.0 will cause BTC to pump? I think we can look, well, you took the last one. I'll start. I think we can look at other big things with high market cap altcoins, like did the Litecoin halving, trying to think of like big things that got a lot of news. Did that cause BTC to pump? That's the only example I could think of. But do high cap altcoin big events cause BTC to pump? Litecoin, there wasn't.
I think, well, ETH 2.0 is an example of a drastic change in a protocol, which is a lot of uncertainty around. Maybe it'll improve ETH, but still it changes it drastically to go from proof of work to proof of stake. ETH 2.0, if anything, I think that will make people trust their money in Bitcoin more, and then it will remain to be seen how that affects ETH on that day. So I think ETH 2.0 is a good thing happening to make people wake up, realize, oh, Bitcoin's narrative is so pure and focused. It's money, it's hard money. ETH, that's not really money. And it's unclear if ETH is going to be this big, test bed for ICOs, for dApps, for DeFi. Who knows where ETH will be in 10 years, right?
Let's check they're saying refresh. They're saying 3 blocks, even though I think it was 3 blocks.
Are you kidding me? 3 blocks.
Here it goes, guys. Here it goes, guys.
Oh, yes. 3 blocks.
All right.
29 minutes.
Sandy said beard plus flannel. And then I think she said she's in Oregon and she votes you shave. Perspective from a lady.
Okay. Well, what if I do go to the store, get some trimming equipment and just trim it down to get rid of all the bushiness? Maybe that'd be better. Sandy, I'm looking to you. If you don't say anything, I'll assume I should shave.
Nerd in 2000 says ETH is money. And just a simple answer, simple response to that is, yes, you can trade it for value. But I guess when we say Bitcoin is the real money, it's way harder. I mean, seashells could be money, but we're going for the hardest money.
Yeah, money is anything you put your trust in. And actually, the thing is, there is a big push in the ETH community trying to make the narrative of ETH is money. That's a big push in the ETH community right now. And I would disagree. That's not really what ETH should be trying to have the narrative be centered around. If the narrative is centered around the fact you can build so much on it, I think that's cool. But as far as money goes, Bitcoin's really got that locked down once you understand what money is.
Hey, Andres Chavez says, greetings, guys. Thanks for all the info. Appreciate you, Andres. And Greg Brown super chatted $2. And he says, been following you guys since early 2018. That's when the channel started.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome.
And he finishes by saying, love you.
I love you too.
I love you too, man.
And it's cool. Greg and us, we've been on this journey together. So Bitcoin beats out gold and fiat. We've seen this before. Does ETH? ETH isn't as good as Bitcoin, right? It is verifiable. It is fungible. It is portable. You know, it's probably a little less durable than Bitcoin, or probably the same. Not scarce. ETH is not scarce. They're transitioning to proof of stake. They have no fixed supply, so it's no way it beats Bitcoin on scarcity. Less of an established history than Bitcoin. Not as censorship resistant as Bitcoin, in my opinion. Openly programmable, yes. Decentralized, yes, but not as much as Bitcoin. Actually, that's something I want to ask Dan Held when he does our podcast. I want to ask him because he comes from the point of view that, you know, a Bitcoiner perspective, but he's super level-headed. I want to ask him, is Ethereum decentralized? And assuming he says not as much as Bitcoin, so what extent isn't it decentralized? That'd be an interesting question.
Absolutely. And also for you out there in the chat, Dan Held works in some leadership position at the exchange Kraken. So maybe you guys are wondering, hey, what's the best exchange to buy Bitcoin or these altcoins from a guy that works at an exchange, Kraken?
He would say Kraken.
And then we'd ask him why. And we'd say, oh, what are some others that you like? Obviously, he would say Kraken.
Well, I know one thing is that like Kraken has demonstrated that they have, you know, proof of keys day where you're supposed to take your Bitcoin off exchanges.
Check BTC price. Check BTC price. They're saying it's pumping.
I'm still seeing these wicks.
We'll go to not the day.
It's a 1 hour chart now. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of a thing.
Well, the hour just like ended. So
no, it's ending in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So okay, a little bit up. It's not really. It's consolidation, kind of still low.
Mitchell says, haha, guys saw a $50 change and say it's pumping. Laughy face.
But Kraken was one of the only exchanges, from what I hear, to demonstrate that it actually holds the funds by making their crypto addresses publicly available. So you can see they're actually holding your money. So that's good, but I don't use Kraken. If you wanted to purchase some Bitcoin, feel free to use the links in the description, Square's Cash App or Coinbase or whatever you like.
Mitchell says, ha 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 ha. He loves that $50 causes people to say it's pumping.
Hey, it's fun. That's part of the fun of cryptocurrency. We have 2,000, pretty much 2,500 people watching right now. Everybody take 2 seconds, smash the like button.
Let me pose a question to you, Aaron. Mm-hmm. If the likes in the next 10 minutes get to 1.5K, what will you do?
Shave my beard on screen.
Whoa,
I don't have the tools.
Well, think of something. We'll have to think of something.
What would you do?
I will go get another drink. I'll keep it going.
Okay, if we get to 1.5 likes, I will switch from coffee to beer.
Whoa, dude, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's lunchtime now.
Jim Star says he just sold everything.
Cool.
You do you.
We're all looking in the chat, seeing what people are saying in the chat. People in the chat telling us what they're drinking.
Smoke a fat blunt. YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube will maybe censor us. We can drink a beer, and even though it's legal in California.
Would they censor us if our content isn't about that, if we're just happen to be smoking in the background?
David Hayes used to do a blunt in Bitcoin or something, and he would always smoke off screen. So I don't know. DJ Louder says kitchen knife. Not sure what that's referring to. Greetings from Italy. Good to see you, man. Best wishes from Northern Ireland. Yeah, somebody likes beer. Hey, we're at 1.3 likes, man. My God, when this chat puts their mind to something, they do it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody asked prediction of Cardano in 5 years. I mean,
anything could happen. That's too long of a time frame.
Yeah, I mean, the longest I could even think, like when retail gets back in, is like, could we see a big Cardano pump? I mean, that would be the time, I guess. But like right now, Cardano is like, I guess they're saying they're trying to compete with Ethereum, but they still have yet to launch Shelly, so you can't build on them yet. And we've seen tons of potential Ethereum killers, EOS, Tron, and those things really just have, shitty gambling dApps on them. We haven't found a killer dApp except the use case of money. Wake up, guys. The killer use case of blockchain is money.
And I would say that asking where Cardano is going to be in 5 years is like looking back at Ethereum back in 2015 or whatever and saying, wow, I can't wait to see what Ethereum will be like in 5 years. And that's when the generation 3 altcoins hadn't even been imagined yet. People thought Ethereum was the solution. It could be, but now there's more, it's even more speculation 4 years later because of all the competition. So
I can't wait until, like, I think this is going to be the year where more and more notable people like Paul Tudor Jones come out and like say, hey, Bitcoin is a good investment for the reasons we talk about all the time: the hardest money, decentralized, open source, permissionless, no single point of failure. I think this is the year. Now that Paul Tudor Jones is in, this is just another domino. I'm sure a bunch of other people have bought when Bitcoin was down in the past year, or will buy in the next year when they see it's not going down past a certain level. And then Bitcoin goes up a little bit and you want to, dude, how many of you guys have friends that you didn't even know were interested in Bitcoin, but all of a sudden when Bitcoin price ticks up, you see their Instagram story, you know, being all proud of it? That's going to happen more and more. Bitcoin's this viral, positive feedback loop, which price goes up, more people get interested, causes price to go up. It's just great.
We do have a request. Forget who. They said leave the switch to the like 15-minute or 10-minute candle chart. So 15-minute. You know, something different. Bitcoin is stagnating.
So this was that Bitcoin drop a few hours ago.
Okay, cool. Hey, we're at 1.4 likes, so we're good. I forget who, but somebody asked, hey, what was the first amount you put into crypto? I mean, I don't think anybody should share specific details of their finances, but I'm sure the first amount I was buying pieces of a Bitcoin. You know, tried a little bit, you know, learned more, tried a little bit more.
Yeah, the first amount of Bitcoin I bought was just, you know, cost averaging some Satoshis. And at that time, I was also buying like a bunch of altcoins too. And at that time, altcoins were actually going up. But, you know, it wasn't really till 2018, 2019, and 2020 where I started like accumulating Bitcoin harder.
We have almost 3,000 people watching. Should I put a kind of a slowness on this chat?
It might take you a couple minutes.
It's fine. For the next minutes, we don't have to fill up everything with talk. We can,
well, if we get like 100 more people liking it, I guess I'm going to have to go grab a beer.
Yep. And we're not looking, I'm looking at my own screen to slow this chat. So
yeah, maybe go to the live control room.
Give us a minute to talk amongst yourselves.
Actually, it'd probably be, holy hell, this chat is going pretty fast, huh?
Yeah. So give us a minute.
3,000, got to 1.5. I guess I got to go grab a beer. That's what people are saying. Do you want a beer?
Yeah, I guess, guys, if there's 3,000 people watching, let's get a little crazy.
3,000 people watching going into this says 19 minutes till the halving. In the next 20 minutes, we got to do a beer for the halving.
We got to do it. We have worked too GD hard not to. All right, I'm going on the back end to try and change this. Cheer, thank you.
Let me get my koozie.
Again, I'm not. My eyes are not on the chat at this moment because I am trying to fix the speed of the chat.
You guys want to know what I'm drinking? Over the next 18 minutes, as we count down to the Bitcoin halving, I'll be drinking a delicious Stone IPA. It's a little devil.
Sponsor.
I wish.
Yeah, if only. Okay, guys, I'm about to slow the chat.
You're censoring them.
No, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna have more. I would never censor, but we'll have a better quality. If I can figure out how. Do you know how?
Not offhand.
Stream options. This is, oh, add delay. Maybe we can't.
It's too late. Guys, there is no delay in this baby. We're too late, I guess.
It is a runaway train.
We probably could figure it out, but the chat needs you, Austin. Maybe advanced settings.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna go for 18 more minutes. Once this strikes down to 0, that's where we're gonna wrap things up. So for the next 18 minutes,
should it be 30 seconds or 60 seconds?
Whatever you want. You're the one reading the chat. I mean, 30 is probably good.
Well, we'll do 40. No, we'll do 30.
Make sure you save.
Okay, this should be way better.
Get your last chats in before it slows down. Holy hell.
My God.
Everybody is.
Slow-mo is on.
Good. It's fine.
Luker from Nevada, Gen X guy. Appreciate your channel, gents.
Hey, appreciate you.
Lurker from Nevada.
I appreciate, sometimes it's hard on those other channels. Well, it's cool that you can find a niche, even in a niche space like Bitcoin. But some channels are more focused on tech. Some channels are more focused on trading. For me personally, I always try since the beginning. It's like, I'm so skeptical of Bitcoin, let alone cryptocurrency in general. At least I was at the beginning. I would actively every day try and find these green flags that tells me that this actually is a good investment. And now I think it is for sure a good investment. And Paul Tudor Jones coming out of the woodwork and everybody else. But that really is, my channel was about constantly trying to prove, my own opinion based on publicly available websites, trying to prove to everyday average people like yourselves that this is the next big thing still. And I think we've done that on this channel.
My God, 3,000 people watching. Check the happening. Dab. Jasper sent us a little dab.
Is that it? I haven't dabbed in years.
The last beer, Swinku says, the last beer in poor life. Maybe meaning when, yeah, I hope.
I know. I wish I would have gotten in Bitcoin earlier. It's like, I like hearing those people who talk about Bitcoin who clearly did get in earlier, like 2013, 14, talk about how they got in late. Like, goddamn, if you guys got in late.
Yeah.
But those people who gotten in 2013, 2014 always say like, oh, I don't have as much Bitcoin as some other people. I'm like, oh, I clearly don't have enough then.
And I do want to remind, hey, appreciate you, Srinivasan. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Hey, and by the way, if you swear in your comment, it'll get filtered. So anybody I saw somebody use the S word. I don't know if you can see you're getting filtered, but keep it clean.
We can say shit, but if you do it in the chat, it automatically gets filtered by YouTube.
We have say something about XRP. What is there to say?
I'm not, XRP was created in what, 2012, 2013?
12.
It's been around for a long time. And so they've had about 8 years to gain, bank adoption.
Let me take it from here.
The chat's going to downvote me into oblivion if I keep going.
No, we love Bitcoin. God damn, it's the day of the halving. But XRP since 2012, in the 7 years or whatever it's been alive, there is no large bank that has announced we are using XRP to scale. Now, one of the biggest things like SBI Holdings, SBI just came out like today, this almost made the news today. For our channel and said something positive. They referenced XRP in like a speech or announcement or to the press. But again, no major bank yet has said we're going to use this to scale.
Ripple sells the same software that doesn't need the XRP token. They can transfer money easily without the XRP token. And then their hope is that they will use the token, which I guess is useless because you don't need it. But in the end, I would think Bitcoin would be much more something that banks would actually do eventually, not anytime soon, but eventually, because Bitcoin is harder money. It's more fair.
You're saying the banks will use Bitcoin?
Eventually, not for a long time. They'll be the last people to sign up.
They will be the last.
But I think
only because they have no other choice. And then they want just to have, that as an asset, just like gold.
And sending Bitcoin, even though it's not as fast as Venmo or something that's centralized, is actually a lot faster than the current system and a lot faster compared to gold.
Greg Brown super chats us $5. Appreciate you, Greg. And he says, you should have a crypto party at the end of this venture. And you guys are the VIPs and all your fans can meet you.
Cool. I like the idea of a crypto party. Don't like the idea of being VIPs. Puts too much pressure on me.
And we can all be at this party, having a beer.
Yeah. Actually, equally. That's the cool thing about like crypto Bitcoin meetups. There's probably Bitcoin meetups in your area. We've been to Bitcoin meetups in Los Angeles and Bitcoin conferences and crypto conferences. So that's the cool thing. You can always find one if you live near a major city or start your own.
And also just sort of me and Aaron and my personality. Sometimes we don't like to host, but like when Crypto Wendy has like an LA crypto meetup, we'll attend, but we just don't. We like to go to the party.
Also, maybe this is just me. Like we have like, 50,000 people watching our videos on any given day, over 1 million views, unique views per month. And 90% of people are always, just neutral or positive or just chill or, maybe they're critical, but it's all just chill. We always get like the 10% of people, which 10% of 1 million, that's actually always seems like more of people being like, very, mean, that's just the nature of the internet. So I'd be nervous that, hosting a big party that I would get one of those mean people coming up to me and then I have to be like, show me your hands. That's just, I'm being crazy.
Hey, somebody is saying, are the blocks slow? And the answer is they happen every 10 minutes but hasn't it been on 29 minutes for a while?
Oh, it actually was less than 29. Well, I mean, this is kind of like, I feel like these clocks are trying to adjust based on.
You try a different one and just see. I mean, we're doing the best we can.
It looks like all clocks just kind of like added
to 29. So maybe that one was a little fast.
They added a few minutes. Yeah, so they're all kind of adjusting based on the actual reality. We're going to be here all day, guys. Woohoo!
Bitcoin is dumping. Hey, it's not about what Bitcoin's doing today. It's about the value proposition of what Bitcoin could do.
Are you guys kidding me? I mean, a lot of people know that, like, here's the thing, guys. Then this has been a cycle like we've never seen before. But if you're assuming that the bull market is coming, like this is about the time that we would start seeing a series of, this was the consolidation. This is the time in the next year or two, we should start seeing a cascading series of higher highs where any dip would be a buying opportunity. So I'm not buying at the second, I'm risking it. I think it'll go, maybe around like 7,000 just at this moment. We'll see what happens. But Bitcoin's not going away. Like Paul Tudor Jones said, if Bitcoin is still working just as well as it's been working the past 11 years, there's only going to be more awareness around what it is. There's only going to be more trust in it. People are only going to continue put 1% of their wealth checking it out, seeing the price go up, and putting more of their wealth in it, causing this endless positive feedback loop. Woo! I get crazy just evangelizing it. I love it.
Hey, King Art says, what's up, Austin and Aaron? Had a beer with you guys at Wendy's meetup in DTLA. I would have to see your face again, but dude, good to have a beer with you again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And people are saying 2 blocks left, 2 blocks yet. If you have a better site,
that's true.
Dude, you guys
look at this little balloon, dude. The balloon. Oh man, this rocket is going to take off. And look at this countdown right here, 99.999. Look at these little astronauts getting ready to go. Whoever suggested this site, this is a great site.
We have 3,600 plus people watching right now. We have 1.6 people that hit the like button. This is exciting.
When this clock gets down, whoa, new block was just found. Look at this, this is crazy. When this clock gets down to like 1 minute, 60 seconds, we need everybody in the chat to say one thing when this gets down to 0. What should it be? Happy halving, or just anything to celebrate the halving? When this gets down to 0, everybody in chat says something about the halving.
Happy halving.
Yeah, whatever.
To the moon is saying it right now.
To the moon. But like if we all do it, if we all just like break the chat together when this counts down to 0. Look at these little astronauts. This is exciting. Happy to be here with you, bro.
This is
What would we do without cryptocurrency? Without Bitcoin?
we need another passion.
We would be begging the governor and the mayor to open up Los Angeles, because even though it's starting to open, it doesn't look like the film industry is going to open anytime soon. You know, they're a little more liberal, and they're definitely going to be taking the things seriously and staying away from each other. So it's just I feel for luckily we still can do this where we work from home. We had to stop doing everything else, but I feel bad for people who probably really want to work right now, or even if they want to work are still unsure. It's crazy, man. Just it's crazy.
People in the chat were still suggesting alternate things to say, but because it's a 30-second delay, but
good, everybody's excited. But it's just like this lockdown now, it's constantly changing. It's really amplifying the wealth discrepancy, or how would you say it, in the country, in that the rich people don't have to do these essential services. They're at less risk for coronavirus, and people who aren't rich, have to still do this stuff and work at a grocery store, and they still get the same shit benefits or whatever. Or if you work from home, we can with this or whatever, it's good too. So I think you're going to see a lot more people transitioning, working from home.
Hey, Sage Cruz Field says, what do you guys do in the film industry? And so before we started this crypto channel, we're in LA, we're actors and filmmakers out here. You can go to our IMDb's, international description. Well, our Instagrams are in the description.
Yeah, Instagrams are in the description.
You can go to our Instagrams. That's more where we share the filmmaker type stuff. But we're nobody that you've ever heard of. It's just, we'll take the occasional.
So we studied filmmaking and marketing in college, and we moved out here after we graduated college a little bit, around 2013, 2014, 2015. And, now we're in the union, we're SAG-AFTRA, and we, make our own stuff. And overall, we like storytelling and all that jazz.
My dream is to one day, the hardest part is writing it, make a film sort of like in a Silicon Valley style, where you don't have to know about the tech world of San Francisco, but you can follow, some sort of journey in the Bitcoin world. One day, maybe. Hey, what'd be cool? We have 15 minutes to go. I know we can. It would mean a lot to me. Could we get the likes above 2K?
If we get the likes to 2,000 likes, I still have half a beer left. I'll chug this beer and get on to beer 2. And this is, I would be having a beer anyway because it's happening. Look at this little balloon going up. Look at these guys celebrating. This is us.
Somebody asked, hey, what website is this mini game on?
Thehavening.com. Somebody in the chat suggested it. It was a great suggestion. And also, guys, we've seen a lot of new people come into the space. They have a lot of the same questions that people are going to continue having in waves for years in chats under our videos and, Bitcoin cryptocurrency forums in general. Be nice to the new people asking, the new questions, trying to help them. Take a second to type in the comments, hey, if you're looking for information, I like this resource, and then type out the resource or whatever. We want people to come in,
Bitcoin centric in the house. Great to see you. Trigger Mac also saying he hit the like. Appreciate you.
But it's kind of cool if you got in at the top of 2017
we got to 2K likes like that.
It's kind of cool if you got in at the top of 2017 to see that these new waves of people come in, right, guys? It's kind of and to see Paul Tudor Jones come into it too, and these other people and all these, the plumbing is like no other. In 2013, 2014, there was one exchange, Mt. Gox. It was awful. In 2017, didn't have Binance, didn't have a lot of stuff. Bittrex, US exchanges were actively turning people away. Cryptopia shut down entirely. We have so much plumbing, so much on-ramps now. It's great. Cheers, guys.
But it is cool to see, even if you bought Bitcoin at around $20,000, 2 years later, yes, the price isn't, 2+ years later, whatever, the price isn't there yet, but to see hedge fund managers, huge ones, notable ones that people respect, say, there is a huge upside potentially to Bitcoin that is, validates what we've been saying for a long time. He's doing it, guys. He's doing it.
2 more blocks. That's right. It's going to switch to 1 block in a few minutes.
John Wolf.
Cool name.
Do you agree with the stock to flow model?
That's taking the crypto sphere by storm in the past year.
Do you think $1 trillion market cap is possible?
Well, 1 trillion market cap for sure. For the stock to flow
For
model.
Bitcoin, crypto hasn't even got to 1 trillion.
But Bitcoin can for sure in the coming years. It's like the stock to flow model goes like beyond a 1 trillion market cap.
I think that eventually the stock to flow model.
You want to pull that up on Digi, whatever?
Well, let's keep it here. I don't know. Maybe we should keep it here. We're so close.
I think we can.
We can do it
We're so
real quick.
close. We'll look at this real quick. Talk about it real quick. I'll grab that other beer I promised you guys.
Eventually, Nonso, I see you, man. Duffer Brothers, dude. You guys are going to be the Duffer Brothers. They did Stranger Things of Crypto Movie Land. I'll gladly act in that movie. Done. Eventually, this model will fail because it leads to like
you don't know that.
it leads to almost infinity of what Bitcoin could be worth.
You're a quant fund manager. You know more than Plan B.
Uh,
You run a hedge fund, don't you?
But
Maybe it doesn't fail.
this model eventually it will, in my opinion, based on what even one, based on either what 1 trillion or what's his name, Plan B says, based on what Plan B says. But this model illustrates what a lot of people knew but couldn't really put math to in the first years. So I believe in it in the next few years, but we'll see.
Well, what's interesting is the stock to flow model isn't just for Bitcoin. This can be put to gold. This can be put to silver, I believe. And you put the stock to flow model with gold and it lines up as well. So it's like seeing how well it works with gold, seeing how well it's worked with Bitcoin for 11 years.
But the problem is Bitcoin's flow supply will keep going down for the next 100 years. And eventually,
I know. I think we can all believe that Bitcoin will get to $100,000 someday, but then just like in 2026, it'll be to 1 million. That's hard to believe.
we have over 4,000 people watching. Let's go right to Bitcoin halving.
4,000? Holy hell.
4,256. If you were that 56th person, let us know.
Half of the people watching this stream are holding out on that like. Hey, this is free content. Come on.
But you know what? We do got to earn it.
We do got to earn it.
And
we're happy to earn it.
And we're happy with those 2.1 people already. Yeah. Hey, yeah. By the way, you can say any comment really, but don't say the same comment over and over again. Because you'll get put in timeout.
So it's pretty cool. No.
So let's just go to the chat.
Everybody's looking at the chat.
Yeah, everybody is live streaming right now, and crypto people, and it's no like believe me, this is a good thing.
If I didn't have a channel, I'd be tuning into ours, but I'd also be like, just switching back and forth. But when it gets to 0, you want to be at ours, and that's in 17 minutes.
Hey, Crypto Believer says he was that 4,056 like. I believe you. Appreciate you.
So.
Or yeah. Viewer. He was that viewer, not like. I mean, I put the slow-mo on 45 seconds. We might increase it to 60.
I think it's fine.
All right.
Or if you want to do it, if you know how, that's fine.
Yeah, it's easy.
But so this girl that I'm, going out with tomorrow, like the thing is, bars still aren't open, restaurants still aren't open, to the best of my knowledge. This is a girl I actually met at when we went to that conference, Bitcoin Is. And she was like the hired, new block found, 1 block left, baby.
Here we go.
She was the hired photographer at that event, like a year ago almost. And
so we did those man on the street comments with Jimmy Song and Dan Held.
Yeah, and we're interviewing all those like Bitcoiners. And she was just the hired photographer at the event, and we talked a little bit and exchanged numbers. And I asked her out like closer to that time, a long time ago. And, she kind of blew me off. And so I don't think she was interested. But recently she slid into my DMs, and she said at the time, she was going through a breakup or post breakup, but it was still kind of weird. And she slid into my DMs recently. I had given up. And she said, hey, I saw your short film. Oh, look at this, Austin.
Ooh, and somebody said shave half your beard after the halving. That was a super chat.
Hey, there's a halving song, which
you're not gonna. We'll tell you how it sounds.
we can't hear it.
Refresh. Did it happen?
What is this?
Hector says LOL.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh my God, the site crashed. Not Bitcoin.
This is what? Did it happen? Everybody? Oh my God!
Woo!
Oh my God! Everybody was turning on their. This site crashed. This site says the halving happened, and we have 1,458 days. What the hell? Look at this. The Lambo, the moon. What does this site say?
4 years starts again.
Oh, this site says 18 minutes. What the hell?
Well, I would tend to believe nobody's going to go. People could be late, but they're going to be early.
I can't believe this site crashed.
Hey, we have 4,400 people watching. Guys, we'll be on here for another 10 minutes. Spend these last 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got to see if it actually happened. I can't believe this site crashed. What the hell? We didn't. This is so almost anticlimactic. We were all prepping for it. Look at this. This is, see, in 4 years from now, everybody's going to be counting down to this, and you're going to think it's hard to believe that you were around for this one.
Hey, great, awesome vids. Super chats $5. He says, my linkies, chain link, stay super stinky.
Must be a fan of Chico. That's cool. I like that.
To the moon.
Oh, man. What do people in chat think if we could take 2 seconds to actually like, woohoo, everybody's celebrating, but if we can take 2 seconds in the chat, if you have a thought, a nuanced thought, a sentence or two about like what this means to you, that'd be cool. We'll read them.
Yeah, and the final 10 minutes.
I can't believe this happened right here. What the hell? Look at this. What the hell? Man, I wanted to see.
Hey, somebody says miners ready to dump. I'm actually going to show you in the video, produced video that's going to be out in 3 hours from now, why the miners historically sell 6 months after the halving. I'll show you the stats to prove it. Not everybody.
So this site is definitely down. I've been refreshing. It's didn't get to see the rocket ship go. It just was crazy. This site says the halving happened.
Where are we going to be in 1,400 more days?
This site still says there's 18 minutes, so I don't even know.
This site looks to be the most basic, honestly. Hey, Mr. Jin, Mr. Jin super chatted $5. He says, I love the channel, guys. And I'm looking for same info. And I'm looking for same info on Bitcoin. I want to get in on blockchain.
So this guy must be a relatively new guy. What advice, what general advice, not like you shouldn't, if anybody's new here, you shouldn't look to our channel for financial advice. We are seriously just regular guys, but cryptocurrency is for everybody. So as a guy who's been in the space for years and actively like, it's a part of your life for years, what would you give advice to new guys?
I would say keep learning. There is a sense of FOMO because obviously Bitcoin eventually, hopefully, there's certain prices that may never return to again, which we've seen, but day to day, just keep learning. I would rather learn a little more before I invest as I dollar cost average in.
And I am only speaking for myself, but I would, the name of the game, in my opinion, is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. Now, the cool thing about altcoins is they're really illiquid and they like pump, especially when new money gets in, looking for the next Bitcoin. But like the name of the game is to keep accumulating Bitcoin. And it's a long-term game. You know, if you get into Bitcoin, be prepared to not touch that money for 3 years plus, 3-4 years.
Bro Wolf says 2 blocks in 4 minutes. What's that all about? I would blame, and I don't know, but I would blame these sites.
Okay, so this site,
we did it,
is back up. That's good. And it seems like, I don't know, there's no countdown. Maybe this site says the halving happened as well.
It does.
There's a halving song playing right now, which none of us can hear.
Where's the champagne? Hey, where will we be in 1,400 more days? To the chat, 4 years from now, where are we all going to be?
I just can't believe like Bitcoin is big enough that this one random halving site crashed.
Rodrigo says, but nothing happened.
Exactly. This is a
reminder.
Let me go on full screen right here. I said this at the top. My perspective is, my opinion is that the halving isn't a celebration of, number go up. The halving is a celebration of Bitcoin's open source, known, hard monetary policy that is absent in the traditional financial system. Nobody knows how much money the government is printing right now. The government's printing money like crazy, especially today, especially this year, especially since 2008 and even before that. But we don't know what their monetary policy is. Like they went on 60 Minutes, you know, when the coronavirus hit and said, we can print as much money as possible. The cool thing about Bitcoin is that we know exactly the supply flow of Bitcoin. We know, you know, how this gets created. This is a celebration of the open source hard monetary policy that is Bitcoin.
Vention Magtau says supply tightening. Absolutely.
Exactly, the hardening. Venton Migtau is a good guy.
XRP Chance says it happened 2 minutes ago and all the halving sites went down. Crazy.
What is this, Coinbase? Why did everything go down?
Well, but hey, and actually Lucas Moten makes a very good point. Harder than gold. This is the first time, right?
Yeah.
That the supply flow is now less than gold.
No, it's the stock to flow is less than gold.
Right.
So yeah, the supply flow or whatever. Yeah, this is something I remember 2 years ago talking about. Hey, in 2 years from now, this is going to happen, and now it's here.
Miner bankruptcy incoming. Yes, some miners, because mining just got half as profitable, some will be forced to drop off. It'll be fine. It happened 4 years ago. It happened 8 years ago before that, and you know things will adjust.
Anyway, to finish my story about that girl real quick, I met her at the Bitcoin Is conference. I asked her out eventually, and you know she kind of blew me off.
Bring her pickup.
No, she recently slid into my DMs again and started chatting about the Bitcoin halving, and then I was like, you know, you only message me when you want something, because there was some conversations in between there.
Wait, what does she want?
Oh, well, she just said, "Hey, tell me about the Bitcoin halving." That was the recent conversation.
Well, it sounds like she was just making conversation.
No, but like I'm skipping some conversations in between where she messaged me like 2 months ago, and she said, "Hey, this random site says this altcoin is going to go to the." This was right before coronavirus. She messaged me going, "Hey, this random site, Market Watch or whatever, says that this altcoin is a great investment," and she was basically looking to like double her money or something. And I said, please do not do that. I explained to her my philosophy, only cost averaging Bitcoin until it gets over all-time highs, and then think about, you know, getting into altcoins. And then after that, I told her that. I asked her, well, how are you doing? And she kind of blew me off. And that was one of a couple times.
So she just wanted the answers.
Yeah. And that was after like, you know, I had asked her out. So it's like she slid back into my DMs. And anyways, so this recent time when she like started talking about the Bitcoin halving, I eventually said, come on, you're only messaging me because you like want something. I thought she wanted like more like investment advice or something. And then she said, oh no, actually I was thinking about you. And she said, I watched your movie, your short film that you guys produced and wrote called Papua. And I said, oh, did I send that to you? And because that's my move, I like to
send films that we've been in to potential girls.
No, actually, when I go out with girls, I like to say, "Hey, you should see all the stuff I've done." And then, of course, she's interested. And how can I see it? I'm like, "Well, we just need to go to a laptop somewhere." So,
in my apartment
or hers, and so she said she had actually watched that short film, and she said, "No, you didn't send it to me. I like Googled you or something." And so clearly showing, and I was like, well, you should see this feature film I did.
Hey, the audience is just weighing their opinions on. And before you finish the story, Overtino says, I hope she's watching. Fun, laughing face. Dragon Beat says she belongs to the streets, bro. Two more. Malkin Williams says she's no good, bro. And then Miserly Manu says she's dating Richard Hart. All right, fake. That last one was a fake laugh.
No, I think it's all pretty funny.
Me too.
But it's just funny that people would say like stuff like that, like, oh, yeah. the MGTOW guys. You know, she's not my girlfriend or anything.
Yeah, it's all in good fun.
It's all in good fun. This is just a funny story.
Yeah.
And I said, well, if you like that short film, you should see the feature film that I did with my brother. And she was like, send the link. And I said, you got to watch it with me. Duh. And then she said, okay.
Yeah, so hey, final 5 minutes. We still have 4,000 people watching. We're ending in 5.
We are ending in 5.
Don't.
Oh, and actually this one switched over too. So the halving definitely happened.
Hey,
guys, it happened. We were here for it.
Altcoin Daily doesn't simp. That ain't us.
What does simp mean though?
Simp is, when
It's
you.
like a beta or something?
Yeah, exactly. In so many words.
Yeah, this is just like, I just thought it was a funny story about this girl. I just thought it was something to talk about.
I have 2. Hey, so final 5 minutes. I guess we'll leave it on the screen, or maybe take it back to us. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to go final questions. Anything goes in the chat. I'm going to favor super chats, and we're going to go 5 minutes. And then, guys, look forward to the video we're releasing in an hour or two. It's going to cover everything that Paul Tudor Jones said on CNBC. It's going to be great.
Having done idiots, LOL. A little troll. When it's happening, it already happened. It'll happen again in 4 years.
This was it.
No worries, simp.
Did the price do anything?
Yeah, what did the price do? We will always remember what the price did this day. Nothing.
I mean, it dumped a little bit before, but really the dump was already...
But I think we're going to look back. It was a buy the rumor, sell the news is what we'll say 4 years from now.
Yeah, we're going to say 4 years from now that it no, everybody's going to ignore this dump and just start from right here. They're going to go like, oh, we pumped into the halving, then had a sell off or...
Did Epstein kill himself? Look into it.
I liked the what Eric Weinstein said. If you know who Eric Weinstein is, he gave his...
Often on the Joe Rogan podcast.
He gave his 1 hour video analysis on Eric Weinstein's YouTube channel. His opinion is that he thought Jeffrey Epstein was a construct. He implied that he was a foreign construct, an Israeli construct put into the US to try and basically blackmail people, and that his pedophilia was something unplanned.
Is it happening or having? It's happening.
Sorry, buddy. Time to discuss that was the past 4 months. I'm not going to discuss it for another 3 years.
Let's see. Important question here. When Lambo? Oh, this is what somebody said. It was Harambe said, you guys deserve a break. Take a vacation. You look tired. Thanks. Hey, my view is Bitcoin does not take a break. I will not take a break until Bitcoin does. Meaning it would have been easy, maybe back in 2013, which I did not own Bitcoin back then, to say, take a break. Things are so new, so exciting. No, I'll take a break when I'm dead.
We're gonna finish this live stream talking about what's next to look forward to. But to answer that question, take a break. We didn't get to be, Elon Musk doesn't take a break. We're content creators. We're interested in Bitcoin. We need to be here for this, and we like to be here for this. Now, if I look tired, it's because I haven't gotten a haircut for months.
Hey, Ethan Barron tipped us $2. This is a question for you. Are you guys identical twins? I can't decide.
Yeah, we are. Austin's 5 minutes older.
And Raven has been sort of maybe a little nag. He's been trolling us. He says, you guys, I just lost it. He says, you guys drink a lot. Wait, you guys drink a lot. Oh, what drinks do you endorse? I'm just saying a live stream for us is sort of like an event. So and usually it's at 7 p.m. at night.
Well, you've only ever seen us drink a few beers on a live stream, if that. So this is a fun time to I think this is chilling with friends. And if 3 beers is a lot, then yeah, every time we live stream. But it's live streams are fun for us.
Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner staff, letting those $2 super chats flow. He says, will Elon start his own stock market with KNC?
I can't imagine Elon doing that. The guy's already pretty busy.
Yeah.
But as far as what somebody said, you guys look tired, take a break. This is the only I can't do anything industry related right now. I can only work from home. This is what I like to do. I like to, if Bitcoin is to be a thing, people want to know about it, and that's why they come to our channel. And if you wanted to start a channel, if you had a perspective you wanted to provide, if you think, you know, I'm just one guy, anybody can do this, and that's only going to further the movement.
Hey, we're about to get out of here. Obviously, we'll stay if there's a super chat. But just know in the next couple of minutes we will be sort of ending it, whatever. But Harris tipped us $5 and asked, when did you both get into BTC/crypto? I'll start, but then Aaron has a specific Uber story that he might want to share. But in generally speaking, I first heard about Bitcoin in 2013. I was still in college at the time. So, you know, I thought about it. I thought it was cool. Did not have the bigger picture perspective. It got back on my radar. It got back on my radar from an investment point of view in late 2016. And from then on, I just learned as much as I could, started dollar cost averaging in.
Right. First heard about 2013 or 2014, something on Reddit. I told you guys that story. I learned somebody paid, you know, the first use case for Bitcoin, they paid for pizza, and then I forgot all about it. In 2000, then really in 2016, and then 2017 was just my like getting really involved in it. And I was taking like an Uber to see Jake and Amir live at the Improv, two comedians. And the Uber driver was talking to me about some coin like called like Firecoin or something. And he said like, oh man, Firecoin 3x or something. And we are just like, ha, okay, thank you. He was a good guy. He liked to chat, but actually what he said intrigued me. And then I knew this other guy I worked with who was talking about cryptocurrency. And so I got in 2016, but I really didn't start following the market every day until like 2017, and then ramping up to the end of 2017, I was like, holy shit. And
Genomics tipped us 14 South African dollars. Not sure the conversion, but he says, love from South Africa. Will price go lower? My answer is nobody can see the future, but I could see it.
Yeah, it's like, come on. I mean, nobody knows the answer to that. I personally am looking to buy Bitcoin in the $7,000 range. Doesn't have to happen anytime in the next couple of weeks. Could happen months from now.
Might never happen again.
If it does, it's very possible that never happens again. And if that is the case, I've been cost averaging for the past 3-ish years. So I'll if it never happens again, I will miss out. But I'm willing to take that chance.
Josh Carter says he was in an old episode of Jake and Amir. Tell us which one.
Oh, really? That's awesome. I love Jake and
But
Amir.
also we were like, the viewers are dropping off. Final 60 seconds.
We did the halving. Yeah, this is the final 60 seconds. Get your last questions in. Everybody's looking at the chat. And then about an hour or two from now, this guy's got a big Paul Tudor Jones video, a 10-minute concise video explaining the significance of Paul Tudor Jones going on CNBC this morning. A video we're all going to tune into.
Check it out. It's the daily news.
And also, like, that's a good video to send to a friend too. Like, nobody's going to watch it. It's not into Bitcoin. Nobody's going to watch an hour live stream, but they will watch a video of one of the smartest investors in the world on the news, and some guy breaking it down.
Hey, Peter Rowland says, are we cut in half yet? Yes, the halving happened. We watched it live, even though a lot of sites crashed.
Let's end with this.
Oh, Genomics loved the answer.
I want to end with this. So the halving is something we've all been looking forward to for year to last 3 months. What generally, there's a lot of stuff, but generally, what's the next big thing? What are we all anticipating now? It's May 11th.
I mean, I think we've said consistently that price usually is affected 12 months after. So we're waiting to the end of 2020. The end of the year would be the next big thing.
I think that is the case. We're waiting for either A, Bitcoin closing above $14,000, which I think that would be if that happens anytime soon, that'd be a huge deal. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Either A, Bitcoin closing above $14,000, or B, the end of the year.
All right.
Other than that, like the smart people will continue to learn and continue to tune in and really try and figure it out.
All right. Thanks, guys. Wait a sec. 3,000 Trin tipped us $5. Appreciate you. And he says, thanks, y'all. Haha, what's the price? What is the price you start to freak out on FOMO? 14K. I think when we pass the last local top.
Let me just real quick.
14K.
Let me share my screen real quick. Everybody is, of course, waiting until Bitcoin surpasses $20,000, which was the all-time top. But actually, if we go to the week chart, you can see that, well, actually, let's go to the month chart. You can see that Bitcoin only spent like a week or probably a week above 13,800. These are just wicks on the month chart. So really 14,000 where we wicked up to over here. If we can close above 14,000 for any significant amount of time, I think that is a big thing.
I agree. So 14K.
But like we have to spend some time above 14K. If we spend time above 14K, in my mind, like upside ahead.
All right. Thanks, guys. Oh, wait. Motaz tipped us 2, I think, euros, right? He says hello from Syria.
And that's how cool this thing is. Worldly, Syrian. Like I like what Mike Novogratz said. Kids in Bangladesh are buying coins, in Russia, in China. The stock market, the big .com bubble of 1999 or whatever, that was primarily a US thing with accredited investors. And that was a huge bubble. The fact that kids from, not kids, but like anybody from all over the world can buy Bitcoin, can buy cryptocurrency. It's a huge, like everybody says, oh, the top was 2017. That wasn't even close to the top. It wasn't even close to the top. And the key is Bitcoin right now. And to speculate on the alts, I mean, we are pretty early in this.
Hey guys, that was a great stream. Yes, I loved it. Naval keeping us here. Gordia tipped us 400 something. I assume it's worth a couple bucks.
That seems generous.
No, I think
probably
it's
probably not $4,400 US, but it's probably generous, right?
But yeah, we really appreciate it. We're just doing the convert. We always like to take it into.
It's at least $10.
Hey, is it a good idea? And it doesn't matter if it was just a penny. We're answering your question.
Yeah, we just favor the super chat questions. Even $2 is cool.
Is it a good idea to start an official crypto exchange half the size of Binance, keeping the COVID situation in mind?
I don't understand that last part.
So should he start an exchange? I don't understand how the last part would affect it.
It's incredibly hard to start a currency or any kind of exchange in the United States of America. Less regulations outside, but
because you need that liquidity. You're going to have so many Bitcoin and Ethereum or whatever.
I mean, is it a good idea? I guess there's money to be made, but it is an arduous process. And that's from the point of view of somebody who's never done it, but I just know it's not just like get some like software, it's a lot. You got to go through a lot of red tape.
Yeah, please do it. Just get a lawyer. And I don't know, that's not our core competency. So you tell us, but let's end it, right? We had a great stream. I appreciate you. I'll read the comments as we go out. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you, man. Sarah says pump incoming. 20 seconds left. Any thoughts on Algorand? Doesn't excite me, but it's cool that you like it. Kafi says Amsterdam West Slothmere. Tony says Microsoft Bitcoin mining chip patented. We did a video on that. Final 10 seconds. Hey, Lucas said it was $5 or 400 rupees was about $5. Like the video, guys. Murray, appreciate you. Very informative. Final 1 second. Smile.